it's me. So it is time for my month in review. I know I am like super late reviewing January, and it's almost Valentine's Day. That is the life of a mom, I guess. So I feel like in January I didn't do a whole lot. Sorry guys, my hair is kind of crazy. I just had it in a clippy and now it's crazy. So for the month of January, I feel like I didn't do a whole lot, but at the same time, like when I gathered up all of my projects and all of my books and things, I kind of realized like I did more than I thought I did. So I feel like doing a month in review video is actually going to be really great to show me personally how far I've come every month. So yeah. So first up, I started and finished the Matrixx Hood. Oh yeah, and I got glasses too. I got new glasses. So I started and finished the Matrixx Hood, which is absolutely lovely. It is, and it's cold outside right now. So this is like my best friend. I love this thing because it keeps muffling me if I don't want someone to hear what I'm saying. But anyway, so you can fold this down if it's a little bit warmer outside. The only thing is I did not add the hardware. So it is written in the pattern where you can put hooks, like little belt clips on this side here, on your back side, and on your front side. So you can clip it so that it doesn't come up and over your coat. And it keeps you extra warm. So if you are interested in this pattern, this is the Matrixx Hood from Creatrix in the Matrixx. I will pop a link below. I believe she only sells it on Etsy, but she has an Instagram where you can also ask her questions and stuff. And Goldie is one of the sweetest people I feel like I've ever met. Every month I see where she's doing things for charity, and she's just this absolutely inspirational person. I absolutely love to follow her. So that is the Creatrix or the Matrixx Hood. And I love this little detail here where it like overlaps. It's so cozy. Okay, I might not take it off now. You might just have to deal with me being all like dystopian Katniss Everdeen through the rest of the video. You might just have to. No, I'll take it off. Ugh. But yeah, I used Millhouse Bulky and some extra gray-green yarn that I had laying around. It really took 3 skeins of the Millhouse, and it was about maybe 600 yards for the green, and then I think about 200 for the gray. About just estimation. But it's very cozy and I love it. I may just have to put it on just because it's cold outside right now. So there's that. I am still working on this project. If you've been following me for a little bit, you've seen this project on Instagram. This is a vest right now. I still haven't like worked on it as much as I would like to kind of like flush it out. It is blocked so that I could kind of see where the drape is. And this is hand-dyed yarn from my friend Julia. And it's really, really soft. Once you block it, it's super, super nice. I love it. I did a nice little zigzag join underneath the sleeves. So it's a seamless little thing because you have almost like a zigzag pattern going on. I love it. So stay tuned for more on that. So I also started teaching over on my YouTube. I started teaching a How to Tunisian class tutorial section with me. This is the Tunisian simple stitch. So we've gone over the simple stitch so far. We've gone over the star stitch. And we are working on the last pattern the last video that I released this past Wednesday actually was the knit stitch. So I'm working on a couple of patterns for each one so that you can kind of practice. So this is the knit stitch, and it really does look like knitting. This is going to be a tie. Sorry, I got all this mess in the way. This is going to be a tie. Ah, no, my yarn just fell. Dang it. But this will be a tie. Once it's blocked, it'll be much more, you know, appropriately length and stuff. I have stolen one of my husband's ties for reference, and I have a long ways to go before it is actually tie length. But I am very excited because this is, it's all the way on the other side of the room. Hang on, guys. So this is Visions yarn from We Crochet and Knit Picks. And as you see, like every so often, like it's a gradual changing yarn. So it is really a wonderful fade into these gorgeous like sunset sunrise colors. Sorry, because it rolled all the way across the room. It's now kind of a mess, so I'm like, I gotta ball it up again. But yeah, so I'll have a tie pattern soon for learning the simple stitch. I do have this earwarmer pattern up on my Ravelry Adirondacks. My Ravelry is forever free pattern because it is so easy. And then I will in the next sometime, I'm not even going to say in the next week or so because I don't know, I'm going to have this little cats out of the hat bag pattern up, and it's called that because if you take an I-cord, you can thread it through these little eyelets here and make it into a cinch bag, which makes it great for just travel and stuff. So I like that. And then, oh, of course, I finished my Hodgepodge Granny crochet along. Finally, guys, finally. So each square, it's 30 squares because it was a 30-day thing. And I swear, I've been working on it for like the last 2.5 years. If not longer. How long did it come out ago? How long ago was that? It's been a minute. So like, I feel like it's been longer. I feel like it's been the last like 6 years. But I'm like, no, that's not right. So, but look at how pretty the squares are. They're so cool. And it gives great texture. It's just, I love it so much. Cozy Rosie UK did an awesome job of designing this. So if you want to make one for yourself or even just learn one of the squares, she has the pattern available on Ravelry, I believe, for a small fee. Or you can go to her blog or her YouTube and just follow along. Her YouTube tutorials are super great because it feels like when she's teaching me something, I'm just hanging out with a friend. Like, it's one of those type things. So I absolutely love. So, Fiona, thank you so much for hosting this. And I'm so sorry it took me 2 years later to finish it. But I'm happy that I finally have it because it is a really cozy blanket. And it sits on the back of my rocking chair and it looks great. If I had company over, they would be like, oh my God, I love your blanket. But let's face it, I'm kind of a hermit and I don't have people over. So like most people in the yarn crochet industry, can we call ourselves an industry? Like most yarnies, I like my solitude. I like my time with my husband and my child, and that's really about it. But anyway, moving on. I am also working on this really awesome color pattern. This is going to be a very beginner-friendly pattern. I don't think I'm going to tell you exactly what it is just yet. I've been toying around with the idea of a poncho or a ponchette. However, I don't think that I'm going to have enough yarn. I definitely have enough for a shawlette, but I'm not sure yet. This is from Darn Good Yarn, Yarn of the Month Club, and it's Wisdom's Tapestry. And it's just this really awesome color. It looks like the little cups from the 90s where you would go to the water bubbler and it looks like that. It really does. And I love it. However, like when it's worked up, the colors look so much better than when it's just in a skein. Like in a skein, it's all like, you can tell where the dye is. When you put it all together, I know a lot of people are like, oh, like hand-dyed yarn only looks good in a skein. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And they're like, it's a hot mess when you put it all together. And I'm like, no, guys, just shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. But I really love how these colors are playing up together. And this is just a pretty basic pattern. and I feel like it's gonna look great. So I can't wait to show you when it is finished. So yeah, there's that. I also got the chance, and there's a review on this coming out very soon, probably within the next couple days. So this is the Cordsmith, and my friend Autumn from Size Inclusive Designs was super, super sweet to send me not the one, but 2 Cordsmiths. And these are super awesome. It's just, so if you look at the needles, the hooks, whatever you want to call them, they're little latch hooks. So typically these are used on knitting machines, not like the Addy or anything, but like a industrial type knitting machine. So yeah, that's what these are, which I think, honestly, correct me if I'm wrong, the hair crochet hooks, they look like this, right? I don't know, I'm not sure, but I think that's what this is. And then it's like this 3D printed case around it to keep it secure. This is the original, and then this is the mini. So I do have a review up on how to do your cast on, how to make an I-cord with it, and then how to do a couple of other fun things with it. But it's awesome. I love it so much. Spoiler alert, I love it. I love it. It's a really great one. So I will leave a link in the description below for Cordsmith if you want to check that out on your own. Go to Autumn's Instagram, look at all of her posts. She has some great reels about how to use them. But yeah, and she picked 2 awesome colors for me too. Oh my gosh. Like, I mean, come on, amethyst. You know. And then this really pretty sapphire blue. I love that. I've also started working on destashing the stash of my yarn, my amalgamation of yarn. So I started working on that a little earlier today, and it has been going okay. I have a lot of yarn, which honestly, going through it all, I'm surprised it's not as disorganized as I thought it was, because like pretty much I have each color kind of together. And so really whenever I opened it up, it was like, okay, well I had all of my like black and white, my neutrals together, so it was like all kind of compressed together, and it just looked like it was about to pop out at me. But once I got it in the vacuum bags, yes guys, I'm using vacuum bags, so don't freak out on me. I know you're not supposed to vacuum seal yarn, I know, but this is the situation. Exit that. Anyway, so once I got it in these extra large bags, it honestly didn't look like that much. So I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. I did notice, however, I tend to gravitate toward the same colors of yarn. My blues. I tend to gravitate toward the blues a lot. So let me know in the comments if there is a color that you tend to gravitate toward, because I really like to try and get out of my comfort zone. But yeah, let me know your favorite color in the comments below, and yeah, we can chat about it. So yeah, there's all that for my yarny stuff for the month of January, and kind of into February, because I started talking about destashing. If you have any destashing tips, let me know how to make your yarn more packing friendly. That would be awesome. So I also have made it a goal every month to read a new book and to recommend a new book. And for January, I did The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner. Oh my gosh, guys, it's so good. So I don't want to give away too much about the book, because if you like magic-ish, like a historical, loosely based historical fiction, a mystery, it's a good book for you. So it's really about this woman who is a healer. So she's an apothecary, and her mother was a healer before her, and her mother made it her mission to like help women with whatever maladies that they had. So, you know, give them remedies and stuff. Well, the daughter, who is like the main character in the book, She, after her mother dies, she takes it one step further and she helps to supply poisons to women who are trying to get out of abusive relationships, whether that be their husband, their brother, their cousin, whatever. One day, a girl comes in and she's looking for poison for her mistress who wants to poison her husband. And the 12-year-old girl, like, feels a connection to the apothecary and just kind of adopts her as, like, a mother figure. It also takes place in, like, probably, like, 1746 or so, because it says 200 years later, an aspiring historian discovers a vial in the river, which is belonging to the apothecary. She is on vacation in London, and she is getting over the heart-wrenching news that she has just found out that her husband is having an affair with a coworker. And so they were supposed to go on this awesome anniversary getaway to London, and she's like, you know what? I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go on my own trip, and you can stay here and you can figure this out on your own, but I'm gonna go and have a good time and forget you. And she does. She goes on her trip, and she has an awesome adventure when she finds a vial in the river. And that leads to so many new things happening for her. So, yeah, great book. If you haven't read it, go ahead and grab it from your local library. I'm always about supporting your local library. So this is The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Pinner. Make sure you grab a copy. And then, if you have been trying to read through all of the Philippa Gregory novels, all of her Plantagenet, whatever, her Tudor, York series, the Cousins War, the War of the Roses. So now I am on The King's Curse, and I have been reading this book for the last, I feel like, 6 months. I am about halfway through, because it is a very slow burn. I loved her Lady of the River, and pretty much up to the Kingmaker's Daughter. And then, honestly, I think what happened is I had my son, and then I did not have enough time to read such an engrossing tale. Like, it took me forever to pick it up because the chapters are so full of information that I was like, I don't see this going over quite the same way. But it is a good book. This is about Margaret Pole, who in her own right was one of the York princesses. So, yeah, if you like historical fiction, obviously I'm a historical fiction fan. I really like royal history. Yeah, if you like that type of book, then yeah. I also started picking back up on my Bridgerton series. So I am reading When He Was Wicked, which is Francesca's story. I'm very excited about that one. I have not actually seen the Netflix series, guys. Okay, so like every time I mention Bridgerton, they're like, have you seen blah, blah, blah? I can't believe when this happened. And I'm like, I didn't watch it. And they're like, you didn't watch it? What do you mean? I'm probably the only person that you know who doesn't have Netflix. So if you have any book suggestions for me, just drop them in the comments below. Yeah. And that is my January in review, halfway through February. So I will talk to y'all later, and you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.